I would say the number one reason to be an entrepreneur is not about money. The number one reason to be an entrepreneur is personal development. To develop yourself to be, as the Army says, to be all you can be. And if you're not developing personally, you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. Let me put it to you in dollar and cents. There's a lot of people who can't make $1,000. And the reason they can't make $1,000 is because mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, they're not capable of making $1,000, whatever the case is. So Kim and I today are in the multi-millions of dollars in making money. But we wouldn't have gotten there because one time we were having trouble at $1,000. So every time we had a problem, we had to get bigger than the problem. For many people out there with a $1,000 problem, they're not going to solve the problem until they personally develop themselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically to be bigger than a $1,000 problem. And also I see a lot of times couples, they have upset after upset after upset, and it just builds up in the relationship. And it's your fault, and you spend too much money, you don't make enough money. I mean, why would you do that? So Kim and I, as Kim says, we have a professional person that if I'm upset with Kim or she's upset with me for more than 45 minutes, speed dial session, we call. Because personal development, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical development is more important than money. There's 4 types of mindsets. One mindset is I must win. Another mindset is I must be right. Another mindset is I must be liked. And the other mindset is I must be comfortable. So the people who must be liked and the people who must be comfortable will probably never make it as entrepreneurs, simply because, we hear it all the time. Oh, I don't really want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be with all my friends, have them like me. Well, they should not be entrepreneurs, they should be employees. But if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're entering the world of the battlefield from my point of view, because you don't have a steady paycheck and all that. So that's why I recommend Miracle Morning and Happiness Advantage as 2 basic books, so you keep a great mindset as you're going into the future. It's what you do in the morning before you go to work will determine the rest of your life. The question that you need an LLC, look, if you're worried about the cost of an LLC, I wouldn't be an entrepreneur. You're too cheap. Look, you've got to pay the price to be an entrepreneur. So an LLC, it costs $1,000 to $2,000, whatever it is. If you can't afford that, don't be an entrepreneur, because you've got to have legal protection today. It's a must. It's not an option. If you're saying you can't afford it, you don't know all that, I don't think you got it, my friend. I hate to be blunt to you, but you haven't got it, and you better get over it pretty quick if you want to get it. If you want to really understand LLCs, there's my friend Garrett Sutton. He's a Rich Dad Advisor. It's called Run Your Own Corporation, Own Your Own Corporation. Own Your Own Corporation,
Garrett Sutton.
You've got to read that book, because I'm being adamant about this. If it wasn't for Garrett, we would have lost everything. So I don't know what Garrett charges. It's not that much money. But without Garrett, every time we do a new property, a new business, something like that, Garrett is the first guy we call. And I don't care what it costs, whatever it costs, it's priceless. But I'm really concerned about your mindset, because the first part of this video was your mindset. And I see so many people who are not successful because they're cheap. You can't be rich if you're cheap. If you have a $1,000 mindset, which it sounds like you have, you can't get over $1,000, you're not going to get to $1 million. That's really the lesson. It actually goes back to the first question. What is personal development? Get off of it. Get on with it. Figure out. Use your brain. See, the problem with most people is they went to school, and they think in school, the trouble with school is only one right answer. As an entrepreneur, there's 1,000 right answers, and you better find the right answer that works for you. But the reason most school teachers aren't rich is because in school, they find their answers in the back of the teacher's manual. And in real life, as an entrepreneur, there's no teacher's manual. So you better be creative, think hard, and be ambitious. Open up your mind. That's what personal development is. going to pick a big, good partner to be an entrepreneur, make sure they don't need a paycheck. Because when money does come in, they get desperate. They start seeing all this money start to pile up and they want to take it, they want to spend it. So you've really got to check out the needs of this person. Be very, very careful. Also their mindset, but most importantly their growth. Are they into growth? And are they honorable people? When I first met Donald Trump, the first thing he asked, are you good people? That's what he wants to know. There. Now, for Kim and I, we've had a lot of bad partners. But the rule of thumb is you can never do a good deal with a bad partner. I'll give you another tip. You don't know if you have a good partner until 14 months into the transaction. Our CEO, Mike Sullivan, he was an attorney, did a lot of family problems like divorces and all that. He says that a husband or wife can lie for 14 months and say, yes, I love you, let's get married and all this. So you get married, but they can only lie for 14 months. Most of these family court guys say the same thing. At 14 months, the true nature of your partner, husband or wife, shows up. And I would say that's true in business too. With the Rich Dad Company, it only took a month before the true nature of our partner showed up.
Yes, and I would also say this, if you're saying, how do you find a good partner? Well, you also have to be a good partner.
Yeah.
So it may be, are you stepping up to the quality of partner that you're looking for? Because sometimes, for example, I'll give you a quick story, is we have a neighbor, very, very successful in the world of investing, and he and his partners own sports teams. They've built sports arenas. 10 years ago, he would never have talked to us. So 2 years ago, he came to us, knocked on our door, knock, and said, we've got this deal we're working on, 2 golf courses and a resort. Went through the whole pitch, was very professional, of course. But the point I'm making is we did become his partner in this deal. Years ago, 10 years ago, we would not have been at the quality of partner he was looking for. So it took us being more successful in business, it took us working on ourselves professionally, working on ourselves personally, to get to the point where we could be the partner that other people wanted to have.
As Kim and I will tell you, we've hit the wall so many times. And rule number 1 is you can't say, I can't afford it. Never say that. Never. Because only poor people say that and losers say that. And we don't want you to be a poor person or a loser. That's why they're too comfortable. Oh, this is too hard, so I think I'll quit. Or I want people to like me. If you've really understood what entrepreneurs do, I just read this article about Elon Musk, Tesla and SpaceX. He was going broke. He put all of his money from PayPal into Tesla and SpaceX and almost lost it all, but he never stopped. His friends said he was crazy, but he never stopped. So one thing you can do is read stories of great entrepreneurs. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times, And so all you guys out there go, I just want to be comfortable. Elon Musk had to call all of his friends. Well, it's the same thing I had to do. Is when I lost nearly $1 million, I had to call all my friends and tell them I lost their money. And I said, do you want your money back? Most said no, but thank God we paid back the money. I don't know how we did, but we vowed to do it. A vow is a promise you make to God, your spirit. So there's, I had one of the lowest days of my life was after my wallet business collapsed. My Harley Davidson got repossessed. Now, then they repossessed my Harley and they repossessed my Porsche. When you get that low, you only got 3 ways you can go. You can go down, you can go sideways and say, oh, it doesn't make any difference, or you can say, this is a great experience. And now I'm going to develop my spirit, my resolve, and my mindset, and I'm going to make losing my Porsche and my Harley Davidson the best thing that ever happened to me. And then you go up. But if you have one of those loser mentalities, they did this and that, you shouldn't be an entrepreneur because you can turn into a crook and a loser, So anything bad that happens to us, we make it a good thing. I'll say it again, you only have 3 choices. You can go down, you can go sideways, and sideways means, oh, that means nothing, it was just an accident, it doesn't make any difference. Or you can say, this is going to be the best experience of my life. And that's the way I've lived for most of my life is, I still remember the day I got my last paycheck. It was in 1977. And when I got that last paycheck and I left Xerox Corporation, I never looked back. And I've never taken I've never asked for a job or a paycheck ever since. But every day we were scrambling, and that's called personal development.